Hello CTRL ALT listeners, welcome to another exciting episode of CTRL ALT Listen. Today we're coming to you live from the OpenText Summit in Warsaw in Poland. And I managed to grab hold of Sandra Tiskens, our RVP for Eastern Europe in emerging markets. Sandra, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me here, Suren.
Thanks, Sandra. So today the summit has been super exciting. There's been so much engagement with customers around artificial intelligence, cloud, digital. What is your perspective around the adoption of AI in the Polish market?
So when you talk about the Polish market, I think it is unique because every of my market is very unique and special. And in Poland, I mean, you heard us on stage having the fireside chat with Google and SAP.
Yeah.
I believe in general, the market is ready for the cloud adoption for GenAI. So there's a fast-growing economy in Poland. They have really skilled IT people. They have the hyperscalers in country, and they have also changed after the election, let's say, the relation on how to implement cloud and adopt this. However, it is still a mindset topic, I would say. So customers in Poland, I would say, are hesitating to really use the efficiency in leveraging up cloud, AI, and all this business transformation. So it was very funny on stage to discuss that in general, it's all there, right? You just need to grab the opportunity, take it, grow it, lead it, and really use all the benefits around AI and also the cloud. And the audience also agreed somehow that's a little bit different in Poland. It's a little bit resistant, but I'm pretty sure that being in a such faster growing economy, they will overrun and over-adapt the closer it comes to the next decade, I would say.
Yeah, I guess what you're saying is that, sometimes when things are slow to adopt in the beginning, it accelerates really quickly towards the end. Now, your role at OpenText is a lot wider than the Polish market, right? You're responsible for Eastern Europe, which is quite a big territory in terms of the emerging markets in international sales. Do you see a difference or speed of adoption of technology between the various regions you look after?
Yeah, thanks for asking. I think that's a really interesting point. So Eastern Europe, at least on the OpenText side, it's more than 20 plus countries, right? And each of these countries is very dynamic, but very different and very unique. So when it comes to culture, to language, obviously, but also on the adoption on technology and such, right? So for example, let's talk about Turkey. Turkey is really fast growing, very innovative, and they do not have any hyperscaler in country at the moment, but they are adopting so quickly because there the culture is we want to be the early adopter. We want to actually be fast and quicker than the rest of Europe, right? So they are really different. They are also embracing if we have big events, right? They like to be engaging with us, with the partners, with other expert peers whatsoever, and they really want to leverage and then also compete amongst each other who is running the best innovative technology to do some business improvements. If you then now discuss it in, let's say, other countries, more coming from the eastern part, so whether it's Czechia or the rest of Eastern Europe, it is more resistant still, because also maybe of the background of the history of the past. Here the culture is a little bit different. So I would say they are in the observing phase.
Okay.
So they see the opportunity, but they maybe need to overthink how then to adapt this and to implement this, right? So there I think it's a totally different go-to-market approach in trying to level all those good things about AI, GenAI, cloud and all this. And then if you discuss, for example, in Israel, and they are really in a challenging situation, as we all know, because you talked on stage as well on the geopolitical environments, I would say this team over there is really the resilience, or the most resilient team, right? Yeah. Because they are, let's say, with all the burdens now, they're really adapting quickly because they have seen the advantage of positive synergies, even in this, let's say, very critical times. Similar to what we have seen around the pandemic, right? When we all then jumped on Teams meetings and now we can even not think about how to do business with our teams and all this collaborative interaction, right? So this is different, and also from the culture in Israel, it is different because they're really, I would say, easy foregoing adoptions there. And I'm pretty sure that we also see great improvements and great adoption on cloud and GenAI coming soon.
Yeah, I guess, the great thing about being in software and technology is software and technology has no boundary, right? And it's the catalyst for innovation, because no matter what the challenge is, people are reliant on technology for communication, for doing business. So, it's really a cultural mindset that we see across the regions, because we support every part of the globe. So it's to see how resilient people become through this, and how they use technology in it is really, really fascinating. Seeing that you look after so many countries across so many different parts of Eastern Europe, right? Are you seeing a specific adoption rate in specific verticals in countries, or are you seeing it general adoption around cloud and AI pretty much the same across your regions?
Maybe let me answer in this way. So in OpenText, we have also grown in my region among the different acquisitions, right? And as you said quite well, I think it starts with the mindset. So let's say a year ago, everything was evolving in the comfort zone business. So where we had a lot of developed business, we saw that was increasing. Where we had maybe a lot of content business, they're focused more on this area, right? To help the customers to evaluate and to do something different. Now, I would say they are all early adopters, right? Because all of my leaders in the tier 1 countries, they really are in charge of the entire portfolio. And I see that they're really trying now to level up combined sales. Because how I see this, what we have in OpenText is a really broad portfolio. And I think we have also a responsibility to really help our customers to evolve. And I truly believe we can only do this if we are selling this end to end, right? So independent, if you are in the AI space, or if you are in the digital ops space, or if you are in the content space, or in whatever cybersecurity space, right? So we are seeing now that customers level with us also conversation up if you really discuss this from a broader perspective end to end. Because what we are not addressing, somebody else is addressing, right? So this is why I would say I see now a balance in between the 3 top sellers, which are cybersecurity, but also AI, digital ops, and then followed by the content.
Yeah, I think what you said is really important, because I think when you talked about the most popular solution sets, it's kind of a global trend, right? Everything's digital, so security is front and center. Everything's in the cloud, so adoption of AI is a really, really strong suite. But, in conversation with some of your customers and partners today, when I was in the sessions, some of the things that came out was, the vast array of our portfolio from an OpenText perspective is really given them the ability to leapfrog in terms of their engagement with your teams and how we're taking the solution sets to help them solve complex problems. Which would you say is the most prolific use of technology in a vertical? Would you call it oil and gas, banking, financial services? Which is your strongest adopter of technology?
Well, I would say here we have a homogeneous, let's say, landscape across all my countries, right? So I think it's in all the countries more or less the same. I would say the number 1 industry is really in FI, FSI, and in this kind of financial industries. Because I think that banks have adapted quickly the new way of doing business in adapting Future Bank of 2.0 with the innovation, GenAI, cloud, whatsoever. Also in countries like Turkey, where we don't have hyperscalers on the ground. So there are easy, let's say, adoptions already there. This is across, I would say, all those countries the same. Maybe as well because it's a perfectly also play for us, right? They have highly regulated processes, lots of transactions, a lot of regulations internally and also externally, and they really need to overthink how to be, an early, let's say, adoption, because there are so many startups coming around in this fintech stuff, right? So I would say this is maybe number 1, then followed obviously as well by government, but government is based on the different regulations, then in each country, a little bit of, same, but then also not the same, right? Because different regulations, different laws, different way how to do business, but it's still a huge and important business for us, the government business. And also when it comes to AI, because we have customers in Israel who are already early adopter and also using cloud solutions, which usually it's not so, let's say, popular in government business. So this may be number 2. And then what we see as well is a lot of, let's say, in Poland, for example, all this, new economies, a lot of also smaller startups in Poland, while, for example, in Israel, we have also customers dealing, like Taboola, more on this advertising and social engagement. So this is then a little bit different. But in general, I would say it is FSI, insurance, and government.
Sandra, it's really been insightful talking to you. But before I let you go back to your customer meetings, what top 3 takeaways do you have for our viewers, those who are looking to start adopting cloud and AI in their businesses?
So only 3?
Only 3.
Okay, so I need to be crispy. So I would say number 1 is the mindset. Because I believe if you don't have the right mindset, you never will adopt nothing, and you also will nothing being changed. And I know this because also we have done in OpenText, when we are changing our mindset, we can make good things quickly and fast happening in the benefit of our customers. So the mindset, I think, is number 1 as a takeaway here, especially being in Poland and Warsaw and discussing the AI adoption, while they have a lot of experts around AI. Number 2 is then the adoption in, for example, AI, but in a very, let's say, cybersecurity or secured way, because it's different. Because my son is 16, so he's using a lot of all this GenAI technology. I don't know when he has done his homework last time, really by himself, but see, he can do this, right? This is still, for private life. So for some, I love this technology, but it needs to be in a secured and really cyber resilient way, because you're in business, you need to have something different. So this is what I say, number 2, the AI with the cyber security aspects to govern us here. And number 3 is the sky is the limit. Because I believe if you have the change in the mindset, now how to use the AI in a proper way, and also use then with that all the cloud transformation processes, then you really can prepare yourself in your organization to really gain the extraordinary growth, and then you will also lead among your industries in being the fastest adopted company in this industry. So
to summarize, you're saying think out the box, operate within a governance framework, and don't be afraid to try technology.
Yes, you are crispy. We are German, we are like, and maybe that's female, we like to talk a lot, but yes, exactly, that's what I want.
Sandra, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate having you on the show today. It's certainly been insightful for me, and I'm sure it's been insightful for our users.
Thank you a lot for having me, and have a good day, and really great that you have joined us on the Poly Summit here in Warsaw.
Thank you, Sandra. So thank you all for joining us on another episode of CTRL ALT Listen. Don't forget to like and subscribe to stay updated on the latest episodes coming out soon.